Before heading to the video, if you haven't subscribed the channel, do subscribe it and don't forget to click the bell icon for the latest update notification. If you like the video, do like, comment and share. Stay tuned with learnway.co. Happy learning!
Okay, so let's start with the one next topic. So we are going to visualize the linear relationship between more than two columns. Okay, so first of all, we will be using the same Pokemon data, and we need to import numpy as np. Okay, so now we are going to import the data. So we will be importing the same data which we used last week, Pokemon data. Okay. And next, what we are going to do is, so we are going to learn the linear analysis. Okay, or visualize the linear relationship. So for that, we are going to use the lmplot function, which is basically a bivariate analysis. That means you can pass two variables to analyze the data, and it gives you this scatter plot. Okay, so now let's use this lmplot to plot. We are going to use, if you will see the Pokemon data dot head. So there are the columns named type 1, type 2, total point, health point, attack point, defense point, and all. So we are going to find the linear relationship between the let's say total point versus health point. Okay, so we are going to use sns.lmplot, and here the x-axis, on the x-axis I will be plotting let's say total point, versus on the y-axis I'll be plotting the health point. Okay, fine. And the data we are going to use here is the Pokemon data. Okay, now let's visualize it. So if you will see this, this is a kind of scatter plot we are getting, and there is a linear regression line which shows the confidence interval of the points at, or the data points at the different locations. So like you can see this blue strip, wherever it is converging, the confidence interval is low, and wherever it is expanding, it is high. Now what is the confidence interval, how to calculate it, those all things we'll be learning in the stats classes. Okay, and how you can interpret this class. But you can see that basically this regression line we draw, that the data points are evenly distributed on both sides. So that's how we do this regression analysis. Okay, next, let's say if I want this lm plot, I want to be done on sum. central tendency. So I want to do this LM plot using some central tendency approach. So in the central tendency, we use either mean, median, or mode to find the central tendency of the group of data. Okay. So in that case, there is a x underscore estimator attribute which you can specify here, and you can use the mean function for that. So there is x underscore estimator is equal to np dot mean. If you will execute it, so it will be giving you the central tendency of the data. Okay, fine. Now there is a column attribute also. For example, if you will look at the data here, type 1. Okay, so what all values we have? So in type 1, what all values we have? So we have the Pokemon data, and the column we are checking here is type 1. Type 1. And if I want to check the values, that which all values are there and their count, so we have the function values underscore counts executed. So these all are the different value in type 1 column. So there is bug, which is having 11 count. There is poison value, which is having 10 count. Normal value, which is having 10 count, and the rest all. Okay. So what I want for every value, I want a kind of linear plot. Okay. So how I can do? So you can mention column attribute here. You can mention here COL is equal to type 1. Now, what it will do, it will give you the linear plot of every type. For example, if you will enlarge it, so for grass type, you are getting the, for the value grass of type 1, you are getting one linear plot. For the value fire of type 1, you are getting the linear plot, and so on. So whatever values you have, for every values in type 1, you will be getting a plot. Clear? Fine, everyone.
Abhishek,
Now,
where did this bug, poison, normal, grass, these parameters come from?
this is in the type 1. These all are the values, right? So values in the type 1 column. You can see grass, fire. I'm just checking head. So 5 values.
Only 5 points we are checking, right?
Okay. Now, let's say if you will see this image, so it is coming, it is very small. So there is one attribute called call underscore wrap, which you can use to wrap the graph. So let's say if I want to wrap it from 4. So if I'll be plotting, so it will be wrapped from in every row, four plots will be coming. Okay. So we had total 9 plots. So here we have 4, here we have 4, and here we have 1. Clear? Fine, everyone. Okay, so next we have another attribute which is called view. So if you want to analyze the data, so basically what you have done, you have got the value of different values of type 1 in a different plot. Now what you want, so every plot is what? Every plot is a health point versus total point. Total point is on x-axis, health point is on y-axis. But along with total point versus health point, you want to check the third attribute, let's say type 2. Then you can mention hue attribute in this LM plot. So here we have hue is equal to, I can mention type 2. Now what is type 2? So if you will check the type 2 values, so similarly here, if you want to check the type 2 values, values in column type 2, so you can just write here type 2 and value underscore count. So it will show you that there is a value called poison in type 2 column, which is having 13 repetition, flying 11, grass 2, ground 2, fairy 2, dragon 1. Okay. Now, if you are adding this hue attribute and with type 2 column, so in every plot, one color parameter will be added. Okay, with respect to every type 2 value. Okay, and also I'll be using, yes, column wrap is there, so that's fine. Now if you will be executing it, so you are getting all these values. Let's do it 3. Yeah. Now if you will check, so if you'll see here, there is poison, which is coming in the blue color. And for type 1 is equal to grass, the relationship between health point and the total point is like almost whatever Pokemon character you have. So they are having type 2 values as poison and type 1 value as grass. Okay. Now, if you will see this graph, in this graph, what we can understand, so all the Pokemon character where type 1 value is fire, they are having two values in type 2. Either that is flying or it is dragon. Okay. And this is the relationship between total point versus health point. Clear? For type 1 is equal to water, you don't have any value. Okay. Means type 2 values. Okay. When you come to type 1 is equal to bug, so the type 2 values we are having is poison, and then flying, and then grass. These all are the three values for type 1 is equal to bug. Fine. You can check it in the column details. You can go there and you can check it. Okay. Fine. If you want to see that, so you can use sns.count plot. Okay. What do you want? You want the count of, let's say, type 2. Okay. You will write here type 2. Okay. So if you see, poison counts are this. Okay. And then you have this flying, this is dragon. And in this, if you want to check type 1, okay, so let's see whether we can add another attribute. So you can have x is equal to this, no, not x and y. Let's add let's add hue attribute. Hue is equal to this will be the data which I want to plot. Data is equal to this. Hue is equal to type 1. Execute this. Must pass value of either x and y. So let's pass. Yeah. So if you will see this in poison, poison. Okay. So in type 2, when the value is poison, so how many values you have for this? You have grass and also you have bug. Okay. So when type 2 is poison, how many values you have? 6 values are around 6 values are, you can say, bug, and rest all 7 values are grass. Okay. Now in when type 2 value is flying, okay, which one we were bug is it, type 1 is equal to bug. So let's do one thing here, pass type 1 and here pass type 2. Execute this. So now type 1 is equal to bug. We had how many values? 3 values. So we should have 3 values here. So this is one poison, which we have around 6 values. We have flying, which we have around 1 value, and we have grass, which we have around 2 values. Clear? So if you'll see 2 data points for grass, if you'll see poison, which is 6. So if you'll count these data points, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and for this flying, you have only 1 value. So this is coming here somewhere. It will be lying here. So it is not visible. Okay. So this is what you can get here from this kind of plot, where you can add the column attribute. Now, column attribute is what? So based on the every value in that column, you will be getting a different plot. And hue attribute is what? Adding the third dimension to your, you can say, plot. Okay. When you are adding the third dimension, what does it mean is that it will be taking the values. Okay. let's say if I have passed type 2, so for every values it will be plotting that what is the relationship between health point and total point when type 1 is grass, and what all values you have in type 2. Okay, so if you have poison and flying, it will be showing here accordingly. Right? Clear? Okay, everyone, any question here? Any question in this? Okay, now let's see the regression plot. So in the regression plot, you have to mention the X and Y attribute. SNS dot regression plot, and we are going to mention X is equal to let's say attack point, and Y is equal to, I'm going to plot defense point. So you have to pass this, and data you have to pass is equal to Pokemon data. So regression plot, you have to pass X and Y attribute and the data variable, okay, which will take this, and it is similar to the plot which we have seen in the beginning today, which gives you the kind of linear relationship between the two variables. Okay, so we have the separate regression plot. You can use this, or you can use the LM plot also to find the linear to get the linear analysis between the data. Okay, now we have learned the joint plot in the last class. This joint plot function we have used for univariate analysis. You can use joint plot function for the bivariate analysis also. In that case, you have to mention the kind attribute, and bivariate analysis can be easily done using the regression analysis. So kind attribute will mention as a regression or REG. Okay, so now let's see that how you can use this SNS dot joint plot function. And in this you have to pass again X, Y, and data value. And kind we are passing here as the kind is equal to regression, right? Because as I said, so bivariate analysis can be done better using the regression analysis. Okay, fine. Okay, now what we can observe from this graph is most of the characters are having the attack point between 15 to 125, or you can say 100. Okay, and most of the characters are having the defense point between you can say somewhere between 20 to, you can say, 120, like that. Okay, which is what this plot is also describing. Fine. Now next we have the pair plot in this linear analysis. So you can plot multiple values. For example, here I'm plotting one values along the x-axis, which is attack point. Let's say if I want to take multiple values on the x-axis, and I want a different plot for each value, and along y-axis I'll be taking only one value. Let's say that is the total point. So for that we have the pair plot. What we can do here, we can write SNS dot pair plot, and in this we will be mentioning the data is equal to Pokemon data. X and Y will be, X will be a list of values. So it will be attack point, then it will be defense point, and then it will be speed point. And the last will be the total point. Okay, fine. And the plot which we are going to get here is, let's say, kind attribute. So kind is equal to, we are going to get the regression plot. Execute this. Correct, right? Any error? Okay, this is X underscore VARS, I think. It's correct. X underscore VARS, Y underscore VARS. Okay, fine. So we have this plot for the, this is the linear plot for attack point versus total point, defense point versus total point, and speed point versus total point. Okay, fine. Now let's do the yes or no. Any question?
So actually, question is that which shortcut keyword you use? I forgot. And for seeing the what is exactly we have to pass in that parameter.
Shift tab.
Shift tab. Okay, thank you.
Okay, so now we are going to see few categorical plot, and then we will be moving to the case study on the Titanic data set. So let's see the function in the categorical plot, and we will be using that function into the what is it, into the Titanic data set itself. Okay, so for doing the categorical plot, we need to have the categorical value into the you can say into the data set. And what is the categorical data, or what is the categorical value into the data set, is the fixed set of values. For example, we have again, let me import this. So categorical analysis. What specifically we are going to do, and we are going to import a built-in data set available in the SNS library. Okay, so that is the tips data set. And what is this tips data set? Is this one. So you have total bill, tip, sex, smoker, day, time, and size. Okay, out of this, sex, smoker, day, time, and size are the categorical data. You will see at once size will look like numerical data, but it is not a numerical data. Why? Because size is the number of people which are coming into a group into the restaurant. Okay, now this is a fixed set of value, right? So it is starting from 1 2 3 4 5 6, only 6 values you have. So this is going to be the categorical data. Okay, but if you look at this total bill and tip, this is the numerical data. Rest all columns inside this is the categorical data. So if you want to do the categorical plot into the using Seaborn, so the functions you have, the first function you have is the swarm plot. Okay, then we have the strip plot. We are going to learn swarm plot. Yes, strip plot. And then we are going to learn box plot, violin plot, then bar plot. So that is box plot, violin plot, bar plot. Okay, and next we have cat plot. That is the categorical plot. Okay, now you can do all these plots using cat plot. We will be first learning them, we'll be analyzing them, and then we will be going to the cat plot function, and we'll see that how we can use this cat plot function to either plot swarm plot or strip plot or box plot or violin plot or the bar plot. but these all are used to plot the categorical data set. Okay. Now, so let's say if you want to, let's say if you want to set the, if you want to see the strip plot, okay, for the data I'll be taking size and day and tip. So on which day, okay, on which day how much tip is received. Okay, I want to get the data on this, or I want to get the plot on this. Okay, on which day how much tip is received, or what is the plot, or what is the trend on day versus tip plot. Okay, so for that I'm going to use first of all strip plot, and I'll be setting the white grid. So for that what I'm going to do is I'll be setting I'm setting style is equal to white grid and color code is equal to true. So basically I want the color coding in my all plots, and style is equal to white grid. I want so white background and that grid we want, okay, in every plot. So if I'll be executing it, that will be set automatically. And next we are going to use this strip plot. So the function we have is sns dot strip plot, and inside this we are going to pass the value of x is equal to as day and y is equal to tip. Okay, fine. And the data we will be passing now, data is equal to this tips data.
But Abhishek, the day is on Sunday, I think.
Sorry, no, we are just getting only 5 values, no? So there is a huge data set. This is the huge data set. I think how many values we have here, let's see. We have around 244 rows we have. Okay, and
Okay.
it is Sunday, Saturday, Friday, Thursday, different days we have.
Okay.
Okay, now so we are plotting data is equal to tips, and if I will be executing this, I'll be getting a strip plot here where I can easily visualize here that you know, on which date, like, you know, it is not that much clearly visible that on which date how many people are coming, or what exactly the you know, average amount on every day, right? But yes, one idea I can get from this plot is on Saturday more number of people are coming, or on Saturday and Sunday more number of people are coming than the weekdays, Thursday and Friday. Correct? Fine. And on Friday very less number of people are coming. Fine. Now if you want to like, you know, these data points are quite converged together. So if you want them to be distributed a bit, then there is a attribute called jitter. If you will set the jitter attribute is equal to true, then you will find a bit of dispersion between the data points. Okay, so not much, but little bit of dispersion. And also you can set the figure size also if you really want to you know, let's say plt dot subplots. If you want to see these points quite clearly visible, then you can use this fig size attribute, and you can use a bigger size. So 12,6 if I'll use, let's see that how it is coming. So it is coming this. Now the points are quite clearly visible, but still few points are overlapping. Correct? Still here you will see that points are overlapping at some positions, right? So if you want to avoid this, so we have a plot called swarm plot, and in the swarm plot what happens, we will be getting you know, these data points non-overlapping. Okay, so we can use sns.swarm plot here, sns.swarm plot, and in this case we can pass same x is equal to day, y is equal to tip, and data is equal to tips. Same thing we are going to use. And if you will plot this now, if you will see here, it is coming like, you know, the data points are a bit clearly visible, right? And now you can observe one thing from here, that here also it was quite visible that most of the people are giving a tip of 2 rupees or $2 on Thursday, and on Saturday it is around 2 and 3, you can say. On Sunday it is a mix of 2, 3, 3.5 and 4. Correct? Why? Because most of the data points are overlapping. Here, if you will see, this trend is quite clearly visible that on Thursday, most of the people are giving a tip of $2, whereas on Friday it is less than 2 and around 3. Okay, so it is mixed, less than 2 and around 3. And on Saturday it is mixed again, so it is 2 and around 3. And on Sunday also it is 2, you can say 3, 3.5, and then 4.5, kind of that. Okay, fine. So this is what we can observe from this plotting. And next, let's say you can add a hue attribute. What I want to check now, what I want to check now in this plot is, let me do one thing.
Can you check how many people are there on Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday?
Count.
Count of people
So,
and display on the graph.
how many people means you can count it here, right? Okay, so you can do count plot to get the count. Let's say on Thursday, how many people are coming?
Yeah.
Okay, if you want to get the count, then you can use the count plot here. For that, where is the data? If I will do here, this way we can say that tips of, let's say, day dot value underscore count. So Saturday 87. That is 87 times Saturday is repeating. And if I will say total bill was this, correct? On Saturday, that is one count. Then next, yeah. Can I say that 87 people came? Not 87 people, they may be in a group also. But kind of 87 bills has been done on Saturday. On Sunday, 76 bills has been done. On Thursday, 62 bills has been done. Do we have any column from where we can get the total number of count? Using size, we can do. Using size attribute also, let's see. If I will do size. So 2 we have 156, 3 we have 38, 4 we have 37. So now you have to multiply that to get the total number of count of the people. But yes, you can easily plot this one using sns.count plot. So in the sns.count plot, you have X attribute where you can mention tip size. Okay. Now you can see people in one number, they are around 5 or something. 2, it is more than 150. 3, it is somewhere less than 40. 4 people in a group are coming a little bit less than 40. 5 people and 6 people are very less in number. So 1, 5 and 6 people are very less in number. Most of the people are coming 2 in a group. Okay, so this way you can getting the total count in this way you will not get, but yes, you can get the total count probably this way. So you can multiply every value and accordingly you can get the size, total size of the people. Okay, so for example, how I can do that? Let's say if I want to get the total count, how can I do this? Can we do this way? Enumerate. Yes, can I get the list function here? No, not enumerate. If I will be writing 0. Dot index is equal to now if I print this, we can get this sum. Correct. Now I want to find the summation.
Can't we add the size based on days?
This we have got. Now I will access of size dot.
Abhishek, can we use group by function here?
It is what 156 into 2, that will be 312, right? So we can get the size of 2. Similarly, we can get the size of 1. We can get the size of 3 also. We can get the size of 4, 5, and 6. So print, print, print. We're getting 312. Now for this, what I will do, I will print this. So for 1 we have 4, and for 1 we are getting 4. For 2 we have 156 into 2, 312. 338 into 3, 90 plus 24, 114 around, correct? We are getting the exact numbers, right? Now we can do the plot of these all values, correct? So we have got the numbers and then we can do the plot. Okay, who asked this question?
Yes, yes.
Okay, now let's come here. Here, what I was doing,
Thanks.
I was doing swarm plot, right? Okay, so this is about the swarm plot where you can mention. So what I was using this. I wanted to mention the third attribute here, which is hue to this, basically. So this, and I'll be adding hue is equal to size. Now why I'm using size? So when people are coming in a different size group, how much tip they are giving? So when people are coming in a group of 2, they're giving around $2 on Thursday, everyone. and there are few outliers also. When people are coming in group of let's say 6, here you can see, yes, there is one brown dot. Is there any other brown dot? There are very less brown dots. So, and they are giving very less. So here also, if you see, on Thursday, one group has come, which has given bit more than $4 and around $5. Here also, this is $5. So higher number of people are giving, you know, higher number of tip or higher amount of tip. Okay. When people are coming in a group of 3 on Saturday, they have given that has become an outlier. So when people are coming in a group of 3, they are giving more and more tips. What we can find from this trend. Okay, fine. Okay, now let's see this box plot, violin plot, and so I'll be using just box plot function. Okay, I'll be explaining it with the Titanic data set. Why? Because so we just need to understand how this function works. Let's come to analysis, and in the analysis we'll be discussing all these things. So we have box plot now. We can use sns.boxplot, and inside box plot we'll be mentioning x is equal to day and y is equal to tip. So x is equal to day, y is equal to tip, data is equal to tips. Use this. And this is going to give you the box plot. Okay, now in the box plot you have few things which these points which you can see, they are considered as outliers. These points which you can see means this is called 25 percentile, this is called 75 percentile, and this is called the median. Okay, and what this median says that most of the people are giving you the average tip amount on Thursday is this, the average tip amount on Friday is this, average tip amount on Saturday is this, and average tip amount on Sunday is this. What we can observe from here, the average tip amount collected is higher on Sunday than any other day. Okay, fine. And whatever this box you are saying, so in this box it is you know, most of the you can say most of the people are coming inside this range. So it means most of the people are giving the tip in on Thursday in the range 2 to 3 or 3.5 you can say. On Friday also it is 2 to 3.5, on Saturday also 2 to 3.5, but on Sunday it is from the range 2 to 4. Okay, fine. Similarly we have the violin plot also. So how we can get the violin plot, we have the violin plot function here. So we can use violin here, and data we will use this. Now if you will execute this, so here also we have mean value. This is the 75 percentile, this is the 25 percentile, and the distribution which is you can see here, that tells you, or the thickness of this tells you that how the data is distributed and what is the amount of people who are giving this tip on Thursday, and what is the amount. Okay, similarly on Friday also you can get Thursday, Saturday, Saturday and Sunday. Okay, so basically from this width you can say that most of the people are giving the tip into this range only. So between 2 to 3.5 you can say, here also 2 to 3.5 about you can say, and this is the mean value. The white dot which you can see, this is the mean value on every day. Okay, right. So this is the violin plot we have, and that's it into this. Rest all we will be learning into bar plot and all will be learning into this. One function which I'm left with is sns.catplot. This function is quite useful. Now whatever, these all are the categorical plot, whatever plot you want to do, whether you want to do bar plot or you want to do violin plot or box plot, you can use it here. So you can mention these three attributes as it is, whatever you want to plot inside the cat plot, and in the kind you can use either box or you can use either violin, or you can use, let's say here box I have plotted, so I'm getting box plot. I can write violin plot. Okay, I'll be getting the violin plot, or I can use the bar plot, so I'll be getting the bar plot, okay, in the kind attribute. Clear? Fine. So you can in the kind attribute you can mention anything, any value, and based on that you'll be getting this, but it will be only true for the categorical plot only. Okay, you cannot use let's say if I'll be using here reg plot, means basically I want to get the regression plot, so that is giving you the key error, which is not allowed in the case of categorical data analysis. Okay, so if you want to do the categorical data analysis, only these plots, like you can mention Strom plot, that is acceptable. You can mention strip plot, that is also will be acceptable. Okay, fine. Okay, now let's come to the, so this is it in the Seaborn. Okay, so we have seen the different functions in the Seaborn and the matplotlib to do the plotting. Now what we are going to do, we are going to import the first Titanic data set today we will do, and tomorrow we will import the COVID data. Okay, we will do analysis on the COVID data. Okay, so in the Titanic we are having the different columns, and based on every column we are going to do an analysis that how many people survived or what is the group in which people survived. Yes, Ravi?
Abhishek, do we have bar chart and pie chart also?
Sorry, pie chart.
Categorical data.
Yes. See, we are going to do that into the this EDA analysis. Okay, so let's do one EDA, and you will get lot of other functions or lot of other analysis or lot of other plots which we have not learned. We will be getting there. Okay.
Okay.
So now on the Titanic data set. So first of all, we need to import the Titanic data set. To import the Titanic data set, we have this Titanic data set available into the SNS library. Okay, so either you can download this in the CSV format, or you can get it is available on the Kaggle also. For example, you can go to Titanic data set Kaggle. Yes. Machine learning from disaster. So this is the data set we have. So this is the details about this data set. That is basically a competition they have released, and they've given the information and what all columns you have, you will be getting here, Pradeep. Let's see in the data. Yes.
Abhishek.
Yes.
On the left side, I could see below compute there is data. So I thought there must be data in that.
No, data is there. This is the data. What test.csv. We have the data. I just want to show you the columns which are used in this, and what is the value for that. Okay. So we have these columns here, and the first one is the variable column. Next we have definition, and the next one we have the key. So this is age in years. Ticket number. Yeah. Okay. Fine. Now in the key you have 0 and 1. You have 1 is equal to first class. Let's keep it here. Tab. Keep this here. This here. Yes. Okay. Now we have the survival column. Column name is survival or survive probably. In that it gives you survival rate, and the key value you have the 0 and 1. It means 0 means no, not survived. 1 means yes, it is survived. P class is the passenger class or the ticket class, where 1 you have for the first class, 2 you have for the second class, 3 you have for the third class. So this is a categorical column. Both are categorical. Sex is also categorical. Age in years, that is going to be the numerical data. Okay, that is going to be the numerical data. Now in this sex column, you will be having male and female, only 2 values. Now SIB SP is of sibling or spouse. Okay, means this will give you the like, let's say what value we have inside this SIB SP. Let's see this into the data set itself. Trend.csv. I have to download this or what? I have to download this. Okay. Anyway, so there is a sibling spouse column where it says that whether the people were in the group, like when they were in the group, so whether they were sibling or spouse. So either they will be siblings or spouse. Okay, so if the people are in a group of 2 or 3 or 4, so either they will be siblings or they will be spouse. If it is most of the cases, if it is 2, then they will be spouse. Okay, and part says the parent child basically. And if someone has aborted with the parents, so that will be coming as true. Okay, and if it is alone, then that will be coming false. Basically, that is, I think that is also the categorical data. But 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, like that you have. I have seen the column. So in that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, like 1 means alone, 2 means parent-child relation. 3 means that is also parent-child relation. Maybe when you are boarding with your nanny, then that will be considered as 0. Okay. Now ticket number, and then you have fare, passenger fare, based on the different class, cabin number, and then embarked from which all different port the passengers have embarked. So one port was Cherbourg and Queenstown and Southampton. So these were the 3 locations from. Okay, so now we are going to do this analysis. What I'm going to do, I'll not be, so from here you can download the dataset. I'm not going to download it. This dataset is already available into the SNS library. So I'm going to import that dataset only. Now, first of all, we need to import the library. So we will be importing this whole library at once. Okay, NumPy, Panda, Matplotlib, Seaborn, and also percentile, Matplotlib inline. Okay, execute this. So import is done. Right now, next what we are going to do, we are going to load the data set. So loading data set, and here we'll be writing SNS dot load. So SNS dot load underscore dataset function, which we use in the Seaborn library, and there is a dataset called Titanic. Okay, now if you will print this, you'll see this is the data set. Now you have survived column where you have 0 and 1. Okay, so 0 means not survived, 1 means survived. Passenger class, you have 1, 2, 3. We have discussed sex, male and female. Age, we have this is the numerical data. For whichever passenger the age was not there, it is coming as nan. Now SIB SP, it is giving you 0, 1, 3, and then you will be having 4. So basically this is the number 8. It means if people boarded in group, so whether they boarded alone, so that will be 0. If they have boarded along with someone, that will be 1. And more than that, then that will be 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and so on. Parts, that is also a group 1, 2, 3, 6, 5, and all you are having. So that also represents whether people boarded into a group of number. Now fare, it is total fare, how much people have paid, whether, and I don't know whether it is dollar or pound, but it is something like that. Next, embarked, so from which port, class, from which class, first class, second class, third class, and then we have who column, which says that whether it was man, woman, or child. Only three values we have. Adult male we have, so here we have true and false, so whether it is adult male or not. Next we have deck, from which deck they have embarked town, then alive, whether alive or not, so that column also we have, and alone, yes, true, those all things. Okay, so if you'll see, alone, if a person was alone, then they have boarded with 0 siblings or 0 parent child. Okay, and if it is one, then the alone is going to be false. Okay, so this is the whole data.
Just a second. Actually, I'm not understanding the difference between parch and siblings.
Sorry, embarked or?
I am not understanding the difference between parch and SIBSP.
Sibling, spouse, and parch. Parch says that parent-child relationship. Now, if you see here I'm saying one. Okay, when it is one, it means this group of people were not, they were sibling spouse.
Okay.
They were not parent-child. Okay, so it is coming for 0 here, and they were not alone, so that's why it is coming here 1. Okay.
Okay. Got
Fine.
it. Yes, fine.
If you see this 3, so parent-child relation is coming 1. So it means 3 people were there. In that, 1 child was there. Rest all will be kind of husband and wife, right?
Oh, okay. Got it. Yeah.
Okay. So this is the data set. Now what I'm going to do, I'm going to set something in the beginning. So this will be a white grid, and next will be, I'm going to set the figure size and DPI also. So to set the figure size and DPI, we have PLT dot RC params attribute. Okay, where we can mention the figure dot fig size. Size is equal to, let's say I'll keep 8,4. Okay, and next plt.rc params we can set the DPI also. So let's say if I want to set the DPI as this is going to be DPI is equal to 100. Execute this. Not a valid RC parameter. Figure.dpi. Okay, fine. Now let's start with the analysis. First of all, let's see what all columns we have and get the small description of the data. So we are going to see here ttnc.columns. So this is the different columns. So survived, P class, sex, age, SIBS, SP, parch, fare, embarked, class, WHO, who, adult underscore male, deck, embarked, town, alive, and alone. So these all are the different columns. And with respect to every column, we are going to do the analysis. Now, next we are going to get one small information using the describe function. So what all the mean, median, and mode value for the different categorical numerical columns. So we have survived. So the total is 891 and mean is 0.38, means 38% people have survived. Passenger class 2.3, that is the mean value average. Means average, most of the people were from second class, you can see. age, average age was 29, sibling, spouse, and these all are the different values: standard deviation, minimum value, maximum value, different percentiles we are getting here. Okay. Next, if you want to get a small info here, for example, let's say if you want to check how many null values were there, how many non-null values were there, how many columns are there, and what is the data type in every column, so that you can get it using the info function. So you may write ttnc.info, and that will be giving you the details about this data set with respect to every column. This is data column. There are total 15 columns, and the survived columns has 891 value. No null value we have, non-null values, and then we have P class, we have age, we have 714. So these all are the different data sets. So how many data sets we have? These all are showing here. Okay. Next, we are going to analyze the data with the heat map. We have seen the heat map, right, in the Seaborn library. So let's see the let's analyze the data with the heat map, and what data we are going to analyze. So I will check whether which all data points are null into this. Okay. Fine. So first of all, let's say let me get ttnc dot is null. So we are getting this. Inside this, we are getting a kind of data points. Whichever value is null, there we will be getting true, and rest all value will be false. So if it is 0, that will false. In the deck that was 0, so that is coming false, and rest all values are coming true, and even that nan value was also coming as true. Okay, so nan and 0 are coming true, rest all are coming false. So if you will check here deck, what is the first value in deck? Nan, right? So wherever missing value we have, that we are getting as true, rest all values are false. Okay. So that how you will get it. So there are total how many columns we have, rows you have 891 rows, and in the age you have 714. So somewhere for few people age is missing, that's why we are getting true here, and in the depth it is showing true and false. Okay. Now next we are going to get the total sum, that how many values are null into every column. So how we can get it? On this function, if I will apply the sum function, on this function, if I'll apply the sum function, I can get the total number of null values in every column. So in survived we have 0, P class we have 0, sex we have 0, age we have 177, and deck we have 638. Embarked town we have 2, and embarked also we have 2. Okay, rest all values are filled. So only these many columns are having the missing value. Okay. Fine. Now let's see the heat map plot of this data. Okay. So what we are going to plot, like wherever the missing values are there, we are going to get from the, for the respective column, we are going to get the heat map for that. Okay. Now, for that we have sns.heatmap. And we are going to use the same ttnc.null. Okay, is null constant. And color map we are going to use as red. So C map is equal to reds. Fine. And C bar I will keep as true. C bar is equal to true. So if you see this now, so in the age you have these many values, which is easily shown here. That which all values are missing or null, and in the deck you have more values, around how many values in the deck? You have 688 values, so that is quite visible. In the embarked and embarked town you have only 2 values, so that is missing here. Okay, that's it. Rest all values are filled, so they all values are available. So using heat map it is quite visible that in which all columns the values are missing. And if you want to get the count, you can get it from this. Okay, fine everyone. Clear? Now let's find the correlation between the different columns. So for finding the correlation, which function we saw yesterday? Cor function, right? So we will be using format is equal to, so the function we have is ttnc dot corr, and let's print the format. Okay, so this is going to give you a this one. So survived, like with respect to survived versus survived, the correlation will be 1. P class versus P class correlation will be 1. Age versus age correlation will be 1. Spouse versus spouse correlation will be 1, and so on. So respective columns will be having the highest correlation. Rest all are going to depend. So survived and P class, that is the least correlation between them. But yes, there is a correlation between survived and parts, so that we can see where there is a correlation. Okay, so based on basically what if people are paying better fare, so it's not like they are going, it's not mandatory that they are going to survive. Okay, so it is 25% survival rate based on your fare amount. Okay, that is not there. And if sibling spouse, that is also not really quite good correlated, but survive versus survive is quite good correlated. Now if you check based on this, let's say 25 let's say this, yeah, so this is a good correlation between parts and siblings spouse. Okay, it means sibling and spouse and parts, they are highly correlated. Okay, highly correlated means like what? So compared to all other values, one is highest values, and if you will get the survival with respect to the fare, it is 25%, whereas in the case of parts and sibling, the correlation is 41. Okay, so this is a good correlation, and that's what we need to analyze into the heat map. So if you want to get the heat map, so you have the sns.heatmap function, sns.heatmap function, where we can use the different attribute. We have seen we can use format first, and then we can use anode is equal to true to get the values inside everything, and the square also will be equal to 2 because I want the square boxes. Okay, next CMAP I will be taking as the reds. CMAP is equal to, I'll be taking reds, and C bar also I'll be taking as true. Okay, now format I'll be taking as FMT is equal to dot to F. Okay, now let's execute it. So the heat map function we are getting here is this one. What size I have taken? 8,4. Let's resize this. I'll be taking 12 or 15,5. Now execute this. Okay, fine. Now you can see this data. So so whichever color is higher, that dark, that is highly correlated. We can see adult male and alone, that is highly correlated. Means if it is adult male, so it is very likely that they are going to be alone. Okay, and here also you can see adult male versus alone. So if it is going to be adult male, it is going to be highly chances are there that they will be alone. Now sibling, spouse and part. So if there is a sibling spouse, then there might be the parent also with the siblings. Okay, that is the correlation we can see here. Okay, it means if people are onboarding with a group of 3 people or 4 people, the correlation is saying that possibility is there that there will be a parent-child relation also in that. Okay, this is what we can understand from here. Clear, guys? Now the one which is in the white color, P class versus fare. Now passenger class versus fare, that is least correlated. It means if you are, it doesn't matter whether you are giving the fare. Okay, that is basically what I can say here in the passenger class and fare. Like this is not correlated that much, you can say. Okay, so only the one which are in dark color, they are correlated, and you can find some relation between them. Okay, fine. Now let's do a univariate analysis. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to so what I want the survival count, I want the passenger class count, I want the sex count, then I want the parch count in this data set. Okay, whatever data set you have, in this data set, I want the count of every column. Means if this survives, so it is only two values. How many people survive? How many not survived? Passenger class, so only three passenger class, 1, 2, and 3. So what is the count of passenger class 1? What is the count of second class passenger? What is the count of third class passenger? And accordingly, I want their plot. Sex also, there is only two values, male and female. So I want the total count of male and total count of female. Then similarly with the sibling, spouse, parts, and all this. So basically, I want a kind of count plot, okay, for every column inside this data set. How I can do that? So first of all, how many column I want? So I want survived, P class, sex, parch, alone, sibling, spouse, and then you can say fair, age, and embarked. These many columns. So basically, I can say 9 columns I want. Okay. So for that, I need to have 9 grids also here. So to get the 9 grids, we are going to use the subplot function, which we have learned. So we can use CNV, comma, CNV comma AX is equal to PLT dot subplots, and we are going to take the T comma T, and figure size will be size is equal to, I'm going to take let's say 20 comma 20. Okay, now I want the count plot, right? For every column I want the count plot. So the function I'm going to use the SNS dot count plot, and this count plot we are going to pass the column which I want to count. So I want the survived column. Okay, so the survived will be coming on the x-axis, and count will be coming on the y-axis. Now which data I'm passing? So I'm passing data is equal to TTNC, and next I'm going to print into which. So in the first row, right? First row, first column. So that will be basically 0 comma 0. So I'll be writing AX of 0 and 0. Okay. Now next, which one I want? I want the passenger class. So I'll be writing here P class. Okay. And this will be now 0 comma 1. Next I want, let's say, the embarked. So I'll be writing here embarked. Okay. So this is the embarked column, and this is going to be 0 comma 2. So only 3 columns we are having in every row, right? 3 comma 3. So basically 3 rows and 3 columns we are going to have. So let's see if I'll print this. Where is the error? Data is in AX. AX is equal to Okay, so we are getting survived column here. Now, if you will see this, so non-survivals are more than 500 people have not survived. And those who have survived, they are little more than 300 people have survived. Okay, or you can say a little less than 350. Now, in the passenger class, so the highest number of people came into the third class, and then in the first class, and then into the second class. Embarked, so most of the people embarked from Southampton, then Cherbourg, and then Queenstown at the end. So this way you can get the count plot. And now let's say if I want to get the let's say if I want to get the next column, which is sex. Okay, so I want to check how many male people were there and how many female people were there. So that I have to get here 0 1 comma 0. Okay, execute this. So this is one. Male people were there, more than 500 people were male, and female were around 300, little less than more than 300. Okay, now next we have let's say if I want to plot Civ SP, so that I can use here Civ SP. Let me do it once. This is 2, sorry, 1 comma 1, and this is going to be parch ARCH. This is 1 comma 2. Okay, and next we are going to have, let's say, alone. We are going here alone. Okay, and also let's plot the fair and age. So if I pass fair and age, fair and age, do this. Sometime.
The upload numbers has to be changed. Okay.
Correct. So this is 101112. This is 2021, and this is 22.
Zero. You have written 2121 two times.
Yes, it is coming better, right? Fine. Now, if you will observe this here, so we have seen survived column, then we have seen P class column, then we have seen embarked column, we have seen sex also. Now SBSB, sibling spouse. So alone, more than 600 people were there. With sibling or spouse, 200 people were there. And in a group of 2, 3, 4, there were less people. Okay, less than 50, you can say. Similarly, in the parch also, that is the same number you are going to get. And parent-child relation, basically, so more than little less than 700 people were coming with their parents and child relation. Okay, sibling spouse were little extra than 100, not 200. And next we have alone. So false means around 350 people were not alone, and around more than 500 people were alone. Okay, and now we are seeing the fair distribution, which is not quite visible from this you can say this count plot. So instead of that, can we do a different plot? If you remember, for this kind of distribution, which is not kind of quite visible, which plot we can do here? We can use the, if you remember, dist plot. Okay, now what this dist plot does, so dist plot will give you the distribution. Okay, KD distribution and histogram distribution. So can we use here for fair, can we use dist plot? Dist plot, and here we will be using TTNC of TTNC. This one also will say TTNC, and here also we'll use dist plot. And data will not be required then, and this will also not be required.
Abhishek, I have a doubt on this. So for some plot you are using data attribute, but for some column you are using column with that data set.
1 minute, let me see where is the error. Cannot convert float nan to integer. Where is that nan? In which function? Test plot. Age. So basically, what we have to do now, we have to replace the nan value in the age column with the, or let's see if I will do this. It is working. For fair it is working. Why? Because you have 0, but in the case of age, what was the value in the age column? Age, nan. Okay, so nan should be replaced with 0. So how we can replace? So there was a function replacing nan with 0 in pandas. So fill na, replace np dot nan. Fill na we can use. Okay, we'll do this way. TTNC of age equal to TTNC dot or age dot fill na with 0. Now can we get TTNC? Age, we are getting 0. The rest all values are as it is. Any change in that? No, right? Okay. Now if I will execute this line, so it should work. Yes, now it is working. Correct. So now what you can see, fair. So from the fair, most of the, like, people paid around, what is this? This is the count, right? This is basically the distribution. So let me do one thing. KDE is equal to false. And here also I need KD is equal to false. Let's do KD is equal to false. KDE is equal to false. Execute this. Okay, so now we are getting the number. So how many people paid? How much fare you are exactly getting here, right? So this is 0 to 100, then 200, then 300. That exact number you are getting. Then age also, how many childs were there? Most of the people were in the range 20 to 40, and child were also in a good number. So child were more than, like, less than, you can say 10 years. There were the childs more than 200.
Right? First bar is again converted to 0.
Sorry.
The first bar of age, we filled with zeros, right? So all NANs we filled with 0. So this includes that number as well.
Yeah, so that value will be, yes, correct. Sorry, yes, we cannot say that. So leave the zeros one. Okay, so but one we can understand from here that 20 to 40, most of the people were from 20 to 40. Okay. So leave the zeros. Okay, so done, right? Okay, now yes, someone was asking the question related to this.
Abhishek,
Yeah.
on the second last plot that we did for fair, if you go to the plot, it is very congested still.
Yes.
Can we, I'm not asking you to increase the size of this plot, which we have seen earlier. I want like 0 to 100 it is giving, right? For every x-axis, 0 to 100 to 200 to 300. I want it to be 0 to 20 to 40, like this is how I want it to be sparsed.
Okay, so scaling basically you want to change.
Scaling, yeah. Scaling I want to change.
Let's see that. We can use bins here. Let's see if we can bins will work. Bins is equal to 40. Bins is equal to 80. So now what you can do, plot this here separately. Let's see this.
I guess we'll have to remove that ax is equal to ax of 2 comma 1 from this.
Correct.
Acha.
So this should be fine. Figure size, and then this is not required. Now it is visible, right? 0 to 100 and how many? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16.
Yes,
Total
Abhishek, it
16.
is visible. The size of the graph has increased. I do not want to increase the size of the graph. I want to plot a different scale. So 0, 100 when it is taking, I want 0, 20 like this. 20, 40, 60, 80, 100.
Scale this plot. Set axis minimum with econ. X limit and Y limit. No. Scale. KD rug will not work. Fit also. Fit will not work. Hist underscore KW KD rug color vertical. The values are on Y. Is normal. Stable name for the supporting level. We don't have any such attribute here, Ravi. What I can see.
Abhishek, how did this graph come from -4 to 3?
This one that is taking based on the data set you are taking now here. So it is coming from that. Okay. So it all comes from the data set which you are taking, and I cannot see any attribute here which can say fit is equal to not.
Because we should be able to, I think.
This is
Because when suppose I'm doing scatter plot and all the data points are at a certain axis at a certain point only, so I want it to be sparse with the the x values
I
or y
understand.
values.
But
I
tell
want
me,
to
let me know if you guys can find it. I don't find any attribute here into the dist plot. At least into the dist plot, we don't have any such attribute where we can set the scaling. Okay, probably you can decrease this grid size, so that should be here. Let me see. That should be in this set. We set white grid, right? Let me see here. Style, palette, font scale, color code, and RC context. Dark grid. Palette, font, scale, size of the font, color codes. To override the above. No, I don't have here also. So we can use this preset here. This is what you want, right? Okay, I'll look into this. I need to check this. What is how we can check it or how we can change? Okay. Tell me tomorrow. I will see. Okay, but
yeah, we should.
stop it here. Let's. Okay. So next, what we have. So we have seen the count plot. Now let's see if what I want to find now is the survival analysis. So I want to do the analysis on the survived column. So analysis on survived. Okay. So to get the survival count, so first of all, we will be having TTNC of, we will be getting the survived column. Okay. And on that, we will be getting the value counts, value underscore count. Okay, executed. So not survived 549, which is visible from here. Not survived were more than 500, and survived were around 350. So you can say 342, correct? Fine. Now, if you want to do the count plot for this survived data, so you can do here sns.count plot, and inside this you can post survived column here. The value will be survived, and the data set will be data is equal to TTNC. Okay. Fine. Okay. Now let's execute this. So you are getting this one where the survival is plotting and these many are the non-survived candidate. Okay. So next we are going to see the histogram plot for this same. So to plot the histogram, so we have the function called plot.hist. Okay. So we will be using Titanic of survived .plot.hist function, which will be giving you the histogram plot for the survived column. Okay, so how many people survived, how many people did not survive. Now let's say if you want to get the pie chart for this same value, so you can use plot.pie. Okay, So here you may use plot.py. Clear? Fine. But before that, only one thing you need to do here is dot value underscore form. Okay. Fine. So it is giving you the pie chart of how many people survived, and like it is not giving the number, but it is giving you the visual data that those who did not survive, that is large in number. Those who survived, they are less in number. Okay, less than 50% basically we can say. If you want to see the percentage here, then you have one attribute called auto PCT that we can use. So auto PCT is equal to, and you may use here the format, let's say percentile 1.1 1F. I'll be taking then percentile. Okay. Now if you will execute it, so you'll be getting the percentile values. Okay. So let me take one. Now it is coming 61.6% and 38.4%. Fine. Clear? Let's say if you want 2 decimal points, then you'll be writing 2 here. That will be giving you till 2 decimal points. Okay. Fine.
Can you go back to the heat map that you have created and let us see which column was mostly related to survival, mostly correlated to survival?
You can
I think that is fair, 0.26.
Yes, fair was correct.
Yes. So can we now plot a graph and see in which fair range most of the people survived?
Okay, why don't we do it for every column one by one instead of doing it random? So I have all these things. So every column analysis we will be doing, but one by one. Okay.
Okay.
Of jumping to a specific this one. So let's do it one by one. As of now, I'm doing on the survival. You will be getting the survival details with respect to fair, with respect to patch, with respect to SP, with respect to age, P class, and every column. Okay. Okay. So is that clear, guys? Here, the pie chart. Basically, what we are learning 2 things here. Our idea is not to understand or not to learn here immediately that how we can find this particular plot or this particular relation. The main thing is, I told you that there are so many plots which we are going to use. Count plot I have not told you in class, but we have used count plot. Pie plot I have not used in the class, but I'm telling you pie plot. So this EDA we are doing, again, you are going to do this same EDA in the stats and ML class also, but there the perspective will be different. There you can ask any question and trainer will tell you. But here we are learning the functions and we are learning that how we can do that. Okay. So we'll be restricting out this discussion to that. We have 2 more classes maximum. Okay. And we have to finish this in that. Okay. So let's not go here and there. It's 10 now. So can we extend for another 15 minutes, guys?
Yes, Abhishek. Abhishek, one question on this pie where we have mentioned 0 and 1. It is taking from the data exactly. The zeros and the ones, right? 61.62% of the zeros and 38.38% of the ones. Can we replace this 0 with not survived and 1 with survived?
Yeah, you have to do this here. Let's say you have this replace function we saw, right? So you have to access this column and dot replace function.
Fill NA. Okay.
Okay.
So here it
not
will be
fill NA, not fill NA. You have to use replace function. Okay. So I used that. I saw that function somewhere. Replacing the value in data frame. How we can do that? Replacing nan with 0 in pandas. So here you can see np.nan you are writing. Instead of np.nan, you can write 0 and then you can write the value which you want to replace with.
Okay, so you are saying me the data frame values need to be changed for it to be reflected in the graph.
Yes, obviously.
Okay, fine.
You are going to change that and accordingly it will be taken from there. Okay. You are saying you want to change here?
Yeah, I just wanted to change here, not in the data.
Let me see. Might be having some name you might be having. What is this? Plot dot py. Plot.py. So we have index here. Index, if we can set index. Can we set the index? Let me see. Comma index is equal to uh, five, comma not five. You have to pass the values here. No. That you have to change the value into the data frame, I think.
Yeah, understood. Okay, Abhishek.
Okay. So next we have, let's say if we are going to do an ED analysis on the passenger class. Okay. So EDA on passenger class. So now we are going to get the passenger class, the number of passengers according to their different class. So we will be writing TTNC of, what was the column name? TTNC. Let me write here TTNC dot. Okay. Now I'll be writing TTNC of P class. And then dot value underscore counts. Basically, I'm getting the number of people boarded in first class 216, second class 184, and third class 491. So more people came into the third class. Now I'm going to group this data according to the survival. Okay, so I will be using TTNC dot group by function dot group by function, and in this group by function I'm going to group this data based on the, I want only two columns, passenger class and survived. Okay, so I'll be writing here P class and survived column, P class comma, this is the survived column. Okay, and then I want to get the survival count, how many people survived. So for that I'm going to get the survival list column survived dot count. Okay, so in the first class I'm getting that people who did not survive 80, people who survived 136. In second class, people who did not survive 97 and who survived 87. In third class, people who did not survive 372 and who survived 119. So what we can say, those who were coming into the first class, they have the higher, you can say, the survival rate. Okay. Now going forward, we'll see that most of the cases, female has been survived, not male into the first class also. Okay. So now let's say if I want to get the count plot of this, so I'll be using SNS dot count plot, and in the count plot I want the P class to be my data. So P class comma, and data is equal to TTNC. Execute this. COUNT count plot. Okay, so in the first class around 200 people, in second class little less than 200, and in third class little less than 500 people has been survived. Okay, now the next one we are having is let's say if I want to get this data based on the we are getting on the passenger class, right? I want to get this data based on the survived. So in which class how many people survived? So I'll be using this, and I want to add another attribute. I'll be using U is equal to survived. Okay. Sorry, this is S small. Execute this. So in the first class, the survival rate is, so 0 is non-survival, 1 is survival. Yes. So in first class, survival rate is higher. Okay, more people are surviving. And then second class, not much people, and third class also not much people are surviving. As we have seen this from the number also, correct? Fine. So more people died into the third class, you can say, and second class also it was comparable, you can say, but most of the people, like, you know, the survival rate was higher into the first class. Okay, let's say if you want to see it based on the sex, so you can write here sex, and now you can check that male in the first class survived more, and in the third class also, this is male, right? This is count. No. Sorry,
This is not survival.
No, this is not survival. I will take survived here. We have column attribute. COL. No, we don't have. So we'll not get here. Let's get this. I will show you that based on the sex, I will show you that in every class, female survival rate was higher. Okay, but we cannot see it in the count plot here. Why? Because we don't have the another attribute which is called call or column. So that we will see in a different plot. Okay. Now, same this plot. If can we get it using the pie plot? So yes, using pie plot, we will be using this function, and I just want that the P class. Okay, means passenger class pie plot. So I'll be writing here P class of value count dot plot dot pie, and here I'll be writing the auto percentage. So this is auto percentage. So how many people are coming in which class? Okay, so first class 4% people, second class 20% people or 21% you can say, and third class around 55% people have boarded. So more people boarded in the third class. In the first and second class, not much people boarded. Okay. Now, if you want to see the survival rate based on the passenger class, then you have the bar plot. Okay, so that we are going to check the survival rate or probability using bar plot. So that is going to be the categorical plot. So basically now we are doing categorical plot, that is survival rate or probability based on class. Okay, how we can get that? So we have SNS dot cat plot, as I have said, cat plot function. For X attribute, you want to pass which passenger class. For Y, you want to pass that what is the survival, survived, and data is equal to, you will take TTNC, and kind of the graph you'll be taking the bar plot. Okay, execute it. So this is inverted comma. Fine. Now, if you'll see in the first class passenger, the survival rate is around 70%. In the second class, it is around 55%, and in the third class, the survival rate is less than 30%. Okay, now here we have the hue attribute again. We have hue, correct. So let's say if you want to check based on sex, hue is equal to sex. Okay, so the survival rate for female in every class was higher. Even in the first class, the survival rate was around 100%, you can say. In the second class, it is around 90%. And in the third class, it was around 60%. So in all the classes, the survival rate for, you can say, for the female candidate were higher. Now, if you want this plot in a different, these all plots in a different, like, for, let's say if I want, if I set here column is equal to sex. So for male and female, you will be getting two graphs now, okay, with respect to the class and survival rate. So if you will be executing it, so this is for male and it is showing you the survival rate in the different class for the male, and this is showing you the survival rate of the different class for the female. Okay, so it is for female around 100, around 90, and around 60%, whereas in this, for the male, it is around 45 in the first class, around 25 you can say, or 25 you can say in the second class, and around 20% you can say in the third class. Okay, fine. So now ask me about the fair. So let's see based on the fair also if we can get some idea. Fair. So fair is not a categorical value. We cannot take it here. So we'll be taking it in a different plot. Okay, I'll be showing you differently. So let's take sex on this. Okay, sex, or you can say. Fair will not be a single value, no, like fixed value. It will be a different value, right? So it cannot be plotted here into the categorical plot. Okay. Fine, everyone. Any question? Now, same categorical plot if you want to see using point plot. So we can use kind is equal to point, and it will be our next. This will also be showing you the TTNC. This will also be showing you the same percentage in the different classes. So in the first class, the percentage is now 1, means around 70%. For second class, it is around 55, and for third class, it is less. So now you can compare that as the class decreasing, the survival rate is decreasing. Now, why it is list in this case or second class? Why? Because, or if you see here, it is showing 100%, which is in the case of female. But when you will combine male and female, then it is reducing to the around 70%. Okay, fine. So rest all we will do tomorrow. Okay, guys.